Before today's video begins, I wanted to give a trigger warning. If talks about death or pet euthanasia or mentions of blood or even slight visuals of blood bothers you or is triggering in any way, please click away from this video. Never do I want any of these videos to be a negative on your mental health. I only hope by sharing some of these stories that I can educate and share my experience as someone who runs a nonprofit and who rescues animals. We're gonna let the video start, and then at the end, we're gonna talk. So enjoy, see you at the end. Hello my friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mary. I am the founder of Miss Dixie's Kitten Rescue, located in Seneca, South Carolina. And today I'm gonna run you through a new intake for some of our new rescue babies. We're gonna go through this together, let's do it. So this morning our vet contacted us and asked if we had space to take on two little singletons. They said they were about a week old, but after getting these babies, they are probably a few hours old at most. So they both still have their umbilical cord attached to them, and there is still a bit of blood in that area, so they weren't completely cleaned off. My guess is that they were kidnapped. A lot of times what happens is people will find kittens, they'll think, oh my gosh, they're in danger, and they'll just take them, even though in reality the kittens are well cared for, their mom is around. So people end up taking kittens that they should have just left alone. I have linked some resources below about that. It's all from Kitten Lady. She's wonderful. She's like my #1 go-to resource. But today I'm just gonna take you through what a normal intake would be. So these guys, when I got them, they were absolutely ice cold to the touch. So the most important thing when you find a kitten is first to evaluate their health and if they're in any danger. So people will find very healthy kittens and they'll think that they're in immediate danger. If the kittens look healthy and cared for, it's likely because they're healthy and cared for. It's likely that their mom is around. If you find kittens that look sick or are in immediate danger, you can then remove the kittens.
Hello, Editing Mary here. It's important to note that you shouldn't ever just remove kittens without assessing the situation. I made this sound very nonchalant. It's not very nonchalant. You always want to make sure that mom isn't around, and if she is around, try to get her. So just keep that in mind. All right, back to the video.
So the first thing is assessing if they're in danger. The second thing then is, how old are the kittens? So many times I get contacted by people who say, oh, I have a 2-week-old kitten, and they send me a picture and it's actually like a 4 or 5-week-old kitten. So I've also linked Kitten Lady's resources. I'll put it on the screen here. Wonderful. Kitten Lady's resources on how to age a kitten, and that can be essential if you find a kitten and you're trying to contact a rescuer. If someone contacts our rescue with a 7 or 8-week-old kitten, we will probably try to send them to a different rescue because we are more well-equipped, we are better equipped, more well-equipped, better equipped to handle kittens that are less than 5 weeks old. So these guys are less than 5 weeks old, and I'm gonna take you through what we normally do with intake. Huh? Let's do it. So first things first, like I said, these guys were ice cold. So I went on ahead and put them in an incubator to warm them up. Boys, what are you doing? You eating some lunch? Hi! What? Okay. So because these guys were cold, I immediately put them in an incubator. The last thing you want to do is try to feed a kitten that is cold. You want to go in this process. You want to go reheat, rehydrate, refeed. With kittens this size, with this age, the rehydrate and refeed are about the same step. So with these guys, because they were ice cold, they've been in an incubator for about 30 minutes. We're gonna make up some formula and see if they want to eat. So whenever I get kittens in that are this young, I don't like to use a traditional bottle. I think a lot of bottle feeders feel that way. I like to use a 10 ml syringe, my favorite type of feeder, the Miracle Nipple. And I have my fragrance-free butt wipes. So I really like to use the syringes because this way I can tell exactly how much food they're getting, if they are getting enough at all. And then I went on ahead and mixed up some formula. The formula I decided to go with because I don't know the last time that they've had food. They seem a bit dehydrated. The last thing I want to do is shock their system with full rich formula. So I went with a 3-to-1 dilution of the formula to just get some fluid back in their system to try to get them feeling good, and then eventually we'll move up to a more concentrated dose. It's having a really hard time focusing on me. You need to get it together, buddy. I think we're focused now. Okay, so we're gonna get them out and we're gonna try to feed them, get their intake weight, and just get going from there. So let's do it. Little Miss Lilo thinks that this is for her. It's not for you. This first one is a little boy. Clean him up a little bit. Oh, there's a lot of blood. Yeah, this baby was born probably this morning. Yeah. Your mom didn't even finish cleaning you off. Baby number 1 is a boy. And you weigh 97 grams. So let's see if we can get him to eat. 1 second. Always check if it's warm. Now when they are this age, they'll eat anywhere between 2 and 6 mils of formula. Good job. Wow. He's trying. Look at these little biscuits. Wow. Now when you use a syringe, you don't actually have to push down to help them drink. They generally can create a fair amount of suction and be able to drink enough. For bigger babies, we say heckin' chomps, but for little guys, we say heckin' slurps. Heckin' slurps, my dudes. It's important when you're teaching kittens how to latch onto the nipple that you don't get frustrated. They're learning. They don't know what's going on. There you go. Oh, so good. Look at him doing his job. So if you remember, he weighed 96 grams when we first weighed him. And now, after that glorious meal, hello, we weigh 102 grams. Look at his little face. All right, let's get your sibling. This is kitty number 2. A little void. You got poops? He's got poops. Oh, he's a really good eater. Good job. I just saw fly larvae around their mouth. I've never seen that before. What is going on? Hey. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, so it has been about 3, almost 4 weeks since I recorded that video and since we had little Durham and Ashe in our care. You guys never really get to see her, but this is Bobby Sue. She's my kitty. Hey, baby. You can probably guess that the outcome is not good. The kitties did pass, and I just wanted to share a little bit of insight into their story because I learned a little bit more after the fact, and I wanted to share a little bit of what the moral of the story can be for people who find kittens and the moral of the story for someone like me who rescues and fosters. So first of all, the reason that they passed, we're pretty sure, is related to the infestation and also the injury that Durham in particular had. We don't know what happened. We did get a little insight into their story about how they ended up in our care and how they ended up at the vet, but we don't know why Durham was injured. We just know that he was infested and so was his brother. So we're pretty sure that's why they passed. So their actual story. They were found 2 days prior to coming to the vet, and the person, by all well intentions, wanted to leave the kittens to see if mom came back. Normally when you find kittens and you aren't sure if there is a mom, you typically want to wait to see if mom will come back. I would say 8 or 9 times out of 10, mom is nearby watching and she is caring for those babies. There are obviously some other circumstances where, you know, if you find babies that are injured or sick, that you should act immediately and then come back and assess and try to find mom or talk to the person who called and see if there is a mom. But these kitties, Durham and Ashe, were found 2 days prior to coming to the vet. The person left them in the middle of their lawn for mom to come back, and mom never came back. But instead of waiting what I would recommend anywhere from 3 to 6 hours to see if mom would come back, they waited 2 full days. So in those 2 full days, those kittens suffered without their mom. We're unsure if Durham's injury happened before or after they were left alone. During those 2 days, whatever happened, they became infested with fly larvae, and then they came to us. So we also noticed, and I don't think I showed it on the video, that Durham, his paw was injured and also infested with larvae. So it was just a nightmare situation. I think if we can take a moral of the story for you as a person who potentially could find kittens, please don't wait that long. If you don't see a mom within, I would say 3 to 6 hours coming back for these babies, or if the babies look sick or injured in general, definitely seek help immediately. Yes, we want to come back and trap mom. Yes, that is super important. And generally speaking, we want to try to keep mom and babies together if that's an option. Even if that means taking the babies initially and then going back and getting mom, that's what we want to do. But if you come upon injured kittens and it's been 3 to 6 hours and there is no mom available, get those kitties to safety. I don't like to speculate to think what would happen if, but it is likely that had Durham and Ashe not been left in the middle of the lawn for a couple days and they had immediately come into our care, one, if they did have injuries, they wouldn't have been infested with flies and fly larvae. Two, they may not have gotten the injuries to begin with. I don't like speculating like that because we simply don't know. We know parts and pieces of the story. We don't know the whole thing, but in my experience, the sooner we can get the kitties, the better. The sooner we can assess the situation, the better. The moral of the story for a rescuer or someone like me is immediately when you saw in the video that my jerk reaction, like, oh my gosh, what is going on? What you didn't see was the 5-minute phone call I had with the vet, immediately bringing the kittens back to the vet for assessment, talking with the vet and trying to assess, like, where are we? Should we elect immediately for euthanasia? Should we try to fight for them? Because I've never dealt with this before, so I was way out of my league with this one. I didn't know what to do. The vet was fairly confident that we might be able to flush their system out of these larvae, so we did a few things, and in the end, the outcome was not good. I think in hindsight, I should have elected for euthanasia at the time. I think it would have been better for the kitties, but I had never dealt with this, so I didn't know if there was a possibility of them surviving this or not. I should have gone with my gut, but, you know, hindsight's 2020. I try to share with you guys, you know, you're watching me kind of grow as a rescuer and as a nonprofit in real time. There's a lot of things that I've dealt with up until this point. There's a lot of things I haven't dealt with. This was one thing that I hadn't dealt with yet, and I think I've learned. I know how to approach a situation now, and it's just taught me a little bit more. If we ever get kitties like that in the future, hopefully never as bad, I will know what to do and I'll be able to act a little bit faster. But also, you know, if you find kitties and they look injured or they look sick or a mom doesn't come back within a few hours, please seek help. I think that's it. I hope this was insightful and not too sad for you guys. I will be back next week with another video. Love you, appreciate you, and I'll talk to you next week.